Hey, what's up, folks? On a Monday, game day for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to tell you today to not trip. What do I mean by that? Well, you're going to find out here in just a second on the Monday edition of Locked On Jaguars.
You are Locked On Jags, your daily Jacksonville Jaguars podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's good, good people? It is Monday. It is game day. It's time to get to it, and that's exactly what we're going to do here on Locked On Jaguars. We're going to preview the game tonight. The Jaguars are on the road against the Saints. Talk about Josh Allen, who has been placed on the reserve COVID-19 list in segment 2 and what significance that might have and who might be able to take advantage of his absence. And then in the third segment, I'm going to calm y'all down about this quarterback situation because, I have to. Because it's getting on my nerves too. But the thing is we're not going to sit here and get all hot and bothered and be all upset about it, because I think I know what's going to happen as the season progresses, and I believe I know what's going to happen when it's time for Urban Meyer to run out his starting lineup come the opening day, when those guys are going to be in Houston. You're going to know exactly who it is. You're going to know why. You're going to know who the quarterback's going to be, obviously, and it's probably going to be who you think is going to be. So don't worry about that. Speaking of this season starting, the NFL season is about to begin, and nobody covers it like the Locked On Podcast Network. August 30th through September 8th, Locked On's Ultimate Season Preview is taking you through every team and every division with the help of Odyssey's lineup of NFL experts. Follow the Ultimate Team Preview 2021 feed on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts to tune in beginning August 30th. That's right. That's 30th through the 8th. So make sure you check that out. Look, tonight's game, it's another preseason game, another opportunity for the team to be vanilla, but another opportunity for guys who are attempting to make this team. I would venture to say that of the 53-man roster, I bet you they know who 46 of those guys are, right? So you hope that everyone stays healthy. And I'm going to talk about health too, because health is real fun. It's a real funny thing, man, that I keep hearing that it absolutely doesn't make any sense. And we're going to get into this about health and being vanilla. Like, they're being vanilla because they don't want to get anybody hurt. What? If you're out there playing football and guys are trying to win jobs, what does being vanilla has nothing to do with not trying to get hurt. The best way to not get hurt in a football game is to don't put your helmet on and go out there and play. A vanilla game plan has absolutely nothing to do with guys not getting hurt. A vanilla game plan, in fact, if you don't play hard, you're more likely to get injured. A vanilla game plan has more to do with not showing your hand and not giving the people an idea of who you are from an identity standpoint. The problem is you might not be giving yourself an idea who you are from an identity standpoint if you don't have demonstrated performance of who you are. And that's the thing that's the most bewildering. I'm not going to berate them, though. I'm not going to beat up on them for that, because it's obviously a conscious decision that they've made to do things a certain way in the Jaguars organization. So let's talk about the game. What do you want to see? Well, the Saints, they got a real quarterback competition going on, and apparently so do the Jaguars, according to Urban Meyer, that Gardner Minshew is not making it easy for Trevor. I don't want to do this. You know what? I'm going to do it in segment 3. I'm going to do it in segment 3 because I told y'all I'm going to try to tell y'all to chill and relax. So what we're going to see is we're going to see a tale of two teams that are probably doing things a little bit differently. You have really a similarity in the fact that those quarterbacks that are fighting for this job, they're not alike. Taysom Hill is nothing like Jameis Winston. And apparently, according to his own words, Urban Meyer, he either said it to Peter King or Albert Breer, one of them, that apparently the two quarterbacks he has, he doesn't think they're anything alike, which goes back to my identity thing and why I believe reps should be going to one person. In segment 3, I'll talk about that. Other things that we'll see tonight, hopefully, you'll see the defense get off the field on third down. You'll continue to see them stop the run. And you'll see the DBs hopefully a little bit closer to the receivers than they were last week at critical junctures, and especially on third down. What I want to see offensively from the Jaguars, I want to see a team that's fast, like the one that we promised. I want them in and out of the huddle. And I actually want to see separation from those speedy players that they have. It's going to be an indication to me, and I know what everybody's going to say. Well, they played Cleveland and they played the Saints, so that's 2 playoff teams, and we can't measure them. They're not there yet. Says who? They're not taking not one player or coach has used that we're not there yet, we're young thing. So I don't know why we as fans always have to place that on them and put that on them. They're young, man. You got to give them a chance. That's like sending your kid into a fight and he's not winning. And you saying it's okay that you're going to get knocked the hell out because you're inexperienced. That's what that sounds like to me. For me, it's like, no, you need to be bobbing and weaving. I'm trying to help you. You're going to get your ass knocked out if you don't do this. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, oh, it's okay. It's all right, little Timmy. Just go ahead and let somebody knock you out. It's good. Because you're young and experienced. Or inexperienced. We got to stop. We got to stop making and building excuses that they don't even build and make for themselves. No, man. I'm not accepting all of that young crap. And those dudes are fighting for their livelihood out there. So you know what? I want them to go out and look differently than they did last week. If for nothing else, do it so I don't have to hear a bunch of people from around the country going, nah. Look, Trevor sucks. He's in Jacksonville. If he'd have went somewhere else, he wouldn't have sucked. Or he can't even beat out Gardner Minshew. Or same old Jaguars, they're a trash organization. If anything else, just show up so we don't have to hear that crap. But we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens. Look, man, I'm going to get into it and tell you about Josh Allen being out, the ramifications of that, how long it could be, and what it means for some of these young pass rushers. And tonight, are they going to have an opportunity to show what they can do when their alpha pass rusher is out? We got that and a few other things to get into today here on a Monday edition of Locked On Jaguars, man. So y'all, please stay tuned. Your boy will be here. I won't say right back because I ain't going anywhere. But I'm going to send you somewhere in just a second. That is the Bet Online, right? It's that time of year again, and eyes are turning to football as teams are back on the gridiron to start the football season. As always, Bet Online is your number one spot for the pro and college football action this season. Now, listen, you need to get all the updated odds, props, and contests, including online's biggest $500,000 NFL mega contest and the world's largest $200,000 NFL Survivor contest, open now at Bet Online. Head to that website and use your mobile device to sign up today, and you'll receive 100% of a welcome bonus. That's right. I'm not joking. Whatever you put in, they're going to give you that as a welcome bonus on your account for 100%. You got to take advantage of their opening day super promo. Make a bet on a Thursday, September 9th, in season opener with the Cowboys. I saw a funny meme with the Cowboys yesterday, but the Cowboys, the Buccaneers, they're going to play. If you lose your wages, refunded up to $25. That's only for new customers when you sign up and use the promo code NFL100. Your promo code to take advantage of the Bet Online account all the way around is Locked On. Locked On is your promo code to take advantage of the promo code or the $200,000 NFL Survivor contest for up to $25 for new customers. You use the code NFL100. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all of your favorite sporting events. Rolling along, man, trying to roll along here and give you the goods. Josh Allen this morning, right before I started to record, was placed on the COVID-19 reserve list. I don't know if he caught COVID. I don't know if he's vaccinated. I don't know if he was around someone. Didn't ask, didn't try to find out. The bottom line is he's not going to play today. And it could have ramifications that you don't see him the rest of the preseason if he's away from the team for an extended period. I don't know. Sometimes guys have false positives. Sometimes they're back. They do this and do that. It's really, really confusing. I try not to keep up with it all. I just hope him and his family are well. I know he has a newborn baby at home. So I hope him and his family are well. I don't know the extent of it. But I do know the ramifications for today's game. And today's game is you won't see their best pass rusher on the field. And one of the two most athletic players they have, along with Miles Jack, in their front seven. So you will see guys like Jihad Ward, and his impact coming over from the Baltimore Ravens. You're going to see Kayvon chasing to see if Kayvon can make plays, man. Hopefully you get a nice dose of Laurenti McCray, who's a veteran, a super, super professional guy who I think is poised to really fill a big role. Because remember, a lot of these guys on this team are young, and I think Laurenti goes about his business in one of the most professional ways. I used to see him work out after practice with Calais Campbell, and now he's the elder statesman with that group of people. So I think it's huge for Laurenti McCray, and it's a chance for him to show and lead by example today. I think that the biggest impact, though, is on Kayvon. Kayvon has to step up and get it done. He has to show that somebody's going to have to be the alpha pass rusher on this team if Josh Allen isn't going to be there. And that's how you get people off the field. That's how you get them off the field on third down. You got to put pressure on them. It has to be quick. You got to make them make quick, fast, immediate decisions with the football. So we can watch that tonight. Jordan Smith has an opportunity and a chance. He was famous for throwing up on the field in the last game. I like Jordan. He's a good kid. The thing is, man, is now it's a chance for you to make plays. And I know they keep talking about vanilla, and I'm going to get back to this again, about being vanilla. That has nothing to do with your effort. Those guys are trying to make the club. Those other teams have players that are trying to put out good tape. You better keep your head on the swivel. You're going to get knocked on your you-know-what, and you're going to fall on your clavicle or something with your feet up in the air, because this is the NFL. They're going to knock you out, man. Those guys are trying to take you out, okay? So that's going to be interesting tonight. I don't think A.J. Cann is back or will be available for the game. Brandon Linder has missed a significant time. Urban says he's going to be fine. He just, needs to rest up a little bit. We're going to see what the offensive line looks like. They have to play better than they did last week. The Saints are active. They will activate on you in their front seven. So that's another thing that has to happen. The offensive line has to play better. Get in and out of the huddle fast. Get Travis Etienne the ball. He'll be on the field tonight with Alvin Kamara, and that's a guy that a lot of people compare him to in terms of what his actual role will look like for this football team. So, yeah, there's just a lot going on. I hope they start Trevor Lawrence. And I hope they give him about a quarter, because we've seen these other quarterbacks around the league, whether it be Fields, Wilson. Zach Wilson looked really, really good in his preseason game. And Trey Lance, I saw Trey Lance, and he looked good. Mac Jones got an extended amount of work. So, it leaves a lot to be desired to wonder why Jacksonville's doing the things that they're doing the way that they're doing them. And so maybe tonight you'll start to see them change a little bit. I heard that Jaguar legend Tony Baselli said the quarterback needs the reps. The quarterback needs the reps. And I'm going to talk about that in segment 3. I think this competition thing, or quote unquote competition, has gone on long enough. I really now I'm starting to see people that I respect from around the league really, really question why they're doing this way. And people keep bringing up compensation, where you're trying to boost the compensation for Minshew. Ain't nobody giving you whatever you're going to get is just not worth this. Nobody's giving you a first or a second round draft pick for Gardner Minshew or a third rounder. And if you're going to get a fourth round pick for a guy who has played games and won games in his league, why don't you just keep him? Why don't you just keep him? Why are you going to help someone else by giving them a proven player at that position who's dirt cheap? You can do that at the end of the season. If Trevor sprains his ankle and is out 2 or 3 weeks, who better to have than Minshew? What are you going to do? Stick C.J. Beathard in the game and hope that it worked? No, man. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. The football gods shine down on this organization, and it's just I don't want you guys to panic because I think I'm not panicking. I'm just telling you, I'm giving you my spill on it. Unless they turn that boy loose tonight, by that I mean that young man loose tonight, you're going to see people raise pure Cain. My boy Dilla even said it on Twitter. Dilla was like, man, watch what happens. You know, everybody's going to overreact. Everybody's going to panic a little bit. Yeah, you're right. They probably will. They probably will, because if you're like me, I got a feeling that they're going to keep doing things the way they've been doing them, and it's not going to change until the regular season. But I think that comes with a price. And I'll tell you what that price is in just a second here on Locked On Jaguars on our third segment. You got to celebrate freedom of choice, man. Did you know that Built Bar has so many delicious flavors? There's something special for everyone. When you take a Built Bar with you to work and you talk to people about Built Bars, they're definitely passionate about what their favorites are. You guys know what mine is, salted caramel. And I also have an affection for that raspberry. Now, not only are Built Bars flavors the best tasting, but they're healthy too. Look at all the macros, 17 to 18 grams of protein. Calories range from 130 to 180, only 4 to 5 grams of sugar, not 45, and only 4 to 5 grams of net carbs. So they taste good and they're healthy for you. Order today and get the grasshopper cookie or raspberry or whatever you like. Built Bar is the official protein bar of the U.S. track and field team. Isn't that something? Go to BuiltBar.com and use the promo code LOCKED15 and you'll get 15% off your order. Use the promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at Built Bar. I'm going to tell you guys, too, about RockAuto.com. It is the cold-hearted truth when it comes to getting car parts and accessories for your vehicle. You're going to save time and money when you use Rock Auto. And you're going to save, and you're going to choose to spend 30, 50, and sometimes even 100% more for the same parts. That's what you spend them if you went to a chain store, but you don't have to do that. You go to Rock Auto. Rock Auto is a family-owned business serving do-it-yourselfers for over 20 years. Rock Auto prices are reliably low for every single customer, whether you're a pro or whether you do it yourself or whether you buy them and you get somebody else to do it for you. Go to rockauto.com right now and you'll see all the available parts for your car or truck. Right, locked on in there. How did you hear about us box so they know we sent you? Amazing selection, reliably low prices. All the parts your car will ever need are at rockauto.com. I want to let you guys know something as we finish up here in the third and final segment on Locked On Jaguars. Do you guys realize that you don't have to pay for this? It's free all the time. All the content you ever need here on Locked On Jaguars, you do not have to pay for it. Isn't that something? I'm going to hammer that home again now. This is your daily podcast here on Jacksonville. And we don't charge you a thing. They're free on all platforms. That's right. All of them. You're covered every day here too, because it's your team every day. I just have to reiterate that and let you know. So now let me drop some of this free game on you about this quarterback situation. I know it gets on your nerves, gets on my nerves, but don't panic. Don't panic until you don't see Trevor Lawrence run on that field in Houston. Now it's yet to be determined, but we're going to see if people are right when they're saying you need to give Trevor the reps because he just needs the work. I think there's a bigger reason you need to give him the reps. The team doesn't have an identity. If Urban can tell you that those two guys are so different, which I agree with him and you all agree with him too, does that mean that you'll probably call the game differently? Because Urban specified that Minshew's a guy that runs around a little bit and makes plays and creates plays. And then he specified that Trevor's a down the field thrower of the football. Doesn't that lend you to believe that when one guy's in the game, you call it one way, and when another guy's in the game, you call it another way? So if you're going to develop an identity and a practice and a flow for how the game's going to go, you can't do that mixing and matching guys, because now you're changing what you call based on their skill set. Does it make sense that you kind of need to know and practice over and over again the things that you will call with whoever's at quarterback? And those are the things that you need to sharpen up and work on. And then you start adding to it and subtracting from it. Now, those dudes over there know more about NFL football than I in their fingernail than I do in my brain. So it's not about questioning it as much as it is not questioning it like with your own mind. You're doing it based on what everyone else has always told you and the philosophies that work for other people. And you're trying to figure out why they aren't doing it too. Like, are they trying to reinvent the wheel or something? What's going on? Just from the standpoint of identity, I'm not going to say he needs to work because, they have camp arms that you got to let somebody else throw the ball because then the dude might get a dead arm or whatever. You might wear him out, right? But it's not even that. It's like if you're trying to develop an identity and if this season counts, you can't throw away games early in the year, especially if they're division games, because you're trying to develop an identity that you might have helped yourself develop had you done certain things differently in training camp. That's the only thing about this that really, it's not the only thing. Let me stop lying. The other thing that bothers me is you say that Trevor's got more physical talent than anybody you've ever seen. Why is he in a battle with Gardner Minshew? I just don't want this to get to the point where fans really stop believing what you say. Because it's almost like that doesn't fit. The most talented quarterback you ever seen, and he's in a battle with Gardner Minshew. Good for Gardner for making it hard, by the way. Good for him, because that's what you're supposed to do. Good for him as a competitor and as a warrior that, like Urban calls him. Good for him. But this ain't supposed to be, it's not really supposed to be a competition. It's not really supposed to be close. If it is that close, are you concerned? Are you concerned? Hell, if Gardner was this good, why didn't you just package that first pick up and get a whole slew of first-round picks and build a team around him? Hopefully we'll get some more answers tonight. Hopefully what we'll see will be a better representation of who they want to be and not who it seems that people are thinking that these guys are making Urban do or making Urban, he has to be something he doesn't want to be because he's trying to conceal stuff. You can be vanilla and also be effective. I saw teams that look, I watched the 49ers and the Chargers play. They were, I'm sure both fan bases left those games saying, we're okay with where we're at. And I think the Jaguars fans can probably do the right thing. I saw something else too, that Urban after the game was kind of down and he was walking and he expressionless, and Brandon Linder, the center, kind of massaged his shoulder and said, come on, coach, relax. It's just a preseason game. That's the last thing I want to happen. I don't want anybody who's never won anything to tell me something like that. I wish whoever wrote that or reported that would have reported and turned that Urban turned and looked at Brandon Linder and said, "Get out of my face." I'm serious. That losing mentality has to go. If y'all are playing, if you're practicing, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. That's it. Whoever reported that, I wish they would also reported that Urban. I wish they would report it that Urban turned around and told him, "Don't you ever say that to me again, or you'll be out of here." I'm dead serious. You don't need friends. You got friends at home. You get a massage at the house. I need you to do your job. First of all, you get healthy. Let me coach. Let me be mad at what the hell I want to be mad at. You remember when Mike Tomlin and Hines Ward is a great player. Somebody asked Mike Tomlin, Hines Ward, how's Mike Tomlin doing? And Hines Ward said some really nice things. Hines Ward was like, "Oh, he's great. I think he's doing a great job," and blah, 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 blah. So I guess later on they told Mike Tomlin, that he was asked these questions. Hines Ward was asked, and Hines said all of this glowing stuff about him. And Mike Tomlin's response was classic. And I'm going to paraphrase it. "Yeah, well, that's all well and good, but I don't think it's his job to answer how I'm doing." He looked at the report and said, "Would I ask you how good is your editor doing your job? No. It's not his job to worry about how I'm doing my job. It's my job to worry about how he's doing his job." So even though Hines Ward was extremely complimentary, Mike Tomlin basically said, "I don't care. It's not his responsibility to tell you or evaluate me. I'm evaluating him. If you don't get what I'm saying, you'll get it tomorrow. And I'll be here tomorrow too, man, just like I am all week long, hopefully, with some good stuff to talk about on this game tomorrow, man. I'm sorry, on this game tonight. Really. If you're going to make your wages, man, you better listen to the Locked On Bets podcast with your boy Q and handicapping expert Lee Sterling, because they'll give you all the information, all the blowouts, all the wrong team favorite picks. Lee Sterling's lock of the day. You can do that before you make your bets at betonline.ag. But you have to check this podcast out, man, because it gives you all the information that you need. So follow the Locked On Bets podcast, brought to you by betonline.ag, wherever you get your podcast. You guys take care of each other, man. Enjoy the game tonight. Don't panic. It'll be all right. I know you don't want the team to have to learn these hard lessons, but sometimes that's the way it has to go. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place here on the Locked On Podcast Network, Locked On Jaguars. I'm Tony Wiggins. Thank you again. And remember, we're free on all platforms, including YouTube. So check it out. You guys take care.